everybody, meteorologist Andy Gregorio here with an update on Hurricane Erin. What we're looking at right now is the visible satellite loop from earlier this afternoon up until about 5 o'clock this evening. The storm system is actually starting to come back to life a little bit. Early this morning, if you saw some of the satellite pictures that I posted on my Facebook page, you would have seen that the northwest quadrant of the storm actually was eroded. And you can actually see the center of the storm displaced a little bit to the east and southeast due to this northwest wind shear and also dry air having filtered into the storm. Right now, it looks like the dry air has mixed out, and during the afternoon time, the storm does appear to be getting a little bit better. We're starting to see improved outflow. We're starting to see the convection cover the center of the storm. So the result is a much better looking system than we had early this morning. Here's the late afternoon and early nighttime satellite IR loop, and you can see dark reds over the center of the storm. So it is still holding its own fairly well. At 8 o'clock tonight, the storm was located about 585 miles to the southwest of Bermuda and about 570 miles to the south-southeast of Cape Hatteras, North Carolina. Now, we do have tropical storm warnings up for the North Carolina coast. Those tropical storm warnings are in effect from Beaufort Inlet north to Duck. And to the north of Duck up through Chincoteague, Virginia, we do have a tropical storm watch, and we also have a tropical storm watch up for Bermuda as well. Now, we're also looking at the possibility for some storm surge flooding, and as a result, we do have a storm surge warning in effect from Cape Lookout, North Carolina, up to Duck, North Carolina, on the Outer Banks of North Carolina. In addition to these watches and warnings that are in effect, we do have numerous local National Weather Service forecast offices issuing flood advisories, also dangerous surf warnings for much of the mid-Atlantic coast all the way on up to southern New England. The storm system is going to be expanding in size over the next 2 to 3 days as it takes its track up to the north-northwest tonight, turns more northerly during the day tomorrow, and then will continue to turn around an area of high pressure that's located off to the east of the circulation, and that storm system is going to be steered around that high and accelerate out into the North Atlantic by the latter part of this weekend, weakening en route, especially as it goes farther to the north. It'll be moving over cooler waters, and more of the northwesterly wind shear from the jet stream, and westerly wind shear for that matter, will begin to weaken the storm. Now, it's kind of interesting with Erin, in addition to the very dangerous surf that we're expecting and the potential for strong winds gusting 30, 40, maybe even 45 miles per hour along the east coast from Cape Cod all the way on down to North and South Carolina over the next couple of days, in that dangerous surf that I did mention, we also have this area of low pressure and a front extending east from it over the lower Great Lakes, moving slowly to the east. And what we might be looking at over the next couple of days is the potential for some moderate rain, heavy rainfall across parts of the northeast and southern New England. So we do have a marginal risk for severe weather up across the large chunk of the northeast, southern New England, all the way on down through the mid-Atlantic states from that area of low pressure coming in. But there may be an interaction with this front and also with this trough aloft coming in from the west. And if you look closely at this loop of the NAM model that we use to help forecast, I'm going to animate it over the next couple of days. Hopefully I will be able to. You will be looking at this trough of low pressure coming in from the Great Lakes, beginning to move its south and east as the hurricane comes up to the north and northeast. And actually, we could see a little bit of a moisture interaction from Erin with the system over the northeastern states, and that could lead to the potential for maybe some heavier rainfall than is expected for the northeast and the southeastern U.S., especially for folks in this orange zone here, from the lower Hudson Valley of New York State, northern New Jersey, Long Island, southern New England. There is the potential that we could see an upgrade for the flooding potential to flash flood potential up across the southern parts of New England and southeastern New York State and Long Island. This interaction of the moisture, the high level moisture streaming away from Hurricane Erin, and also with this low pressure system coming in from the west and a frontal zone kind of hanging up across southern New England and southeastern New York State, could produce what we call a PRE, or predecessor rainfall event, and that could actually enhance the rainfall amounts. Right now, it looks like anywhere from about a half inch to as much as an inch and a half of rain is expected in this marginal risk area across New York State and New England, but could potentially be higher than that. We could be looking at amounts of 2 to maybe as much as 4 or 5 inches if this PRE develops. Won't really know for sure until tomorrow, late in the day, Wednesday night, when we actually see the rainfall developing. These PREs tend to be somewhat limited in size, very localized, if you will. And as a result, that's why we have to really keep an eye on the radar and everything else. So that's pretty much the weather update for now on Hurricane Erin. I'll have more during the day tomorrow as time permits. Thank you for tuning in, and I hope you all have a great night.